Spencer Lazara, MMA interviews alongside Lights Out, Shawne Merriman here. The MMA Awards, man. You're here. You've been really involved in MMA now for a while. Do you train yourself is what I want to know.
Yeah, I train a lot with the guys. You know what? It's kind of the benefit of having friends in the sport, and also my clothing line with Lights Out. You know, I sponsor a bunch of MMA guys, and actually this next few weeks we're going to announce signing a few guys for the first time.
Now in our sport, we can still do highlights about guys getting knocked out. It seems like in football, it's something that you can't do anymore.
Yeah, I mean, well, you know, that's why Lights Out works good in the sport. That's why it was good for me to kind of transition over. You know, it's a great sport to be in. It's the ultimate thing when the cage closes, you against another person, and I think that's what draws people to kind of just a sport of MMA in general.
It's definitely very raw. I mean, and for me, leaving other sports and then coming in and starting to train, you know, martial arts, it's something that you can do with a lower risk of injury, surprisingly, when you're just training. You know, obviously fighting is another animal, or training super hard for a fight. But when you're just getting in and exercising, I find that it's something that's actually much less risk of injury than going and playing a game of pickup basketball.
It is, especially with the right amount of training, the proper amount of training. You know, technique in that sport will take you very far. And you look at football in a high collision, high impact sport where you got two guys running at probably 15 miles an hour into each other, 230 pounds plus. You don't have that in sport MMA. So surprisingly, I'm not that surprised that that statistic is out there.
Talk about your involvement in the sport other than your clothing line. I've seen you at some Bellator events. Yeah. Anything else going on?
Yeah, we had a great partnership with Lights Out, my company, and Bellator being one of the official apparel partners. And Scott Coker and the whole Bellator crew has been amazing to work with over these past several months, and hopefully continue to work with them in the future. Bellator is an up-and-coming league, man. I think that people really need to keep their eyes open for what's going on over at Bellator. You see a lot of big fighters leaving other leagues and coming over to Bellator for a reason. It's like a family there. You get treated well. And you like to be there.
Reminds me of the Strikeforce days. And talk about the Super Bowl. Obviously, one of the best of all time. Tom Brady makes this amazing comeback. I mean, what's going through your head when they're down 25 points and as he's making that comeback?
I've seen it before, you know, over and over again. Look, experience can take you very far in a sport like football, and Tom Brady's shown it over and over again. He's been times when we had them up and we probably should have won games, but he's been there so many times in the spotlight that it's very hard to deliver him a loss. So when someone asked me was I surprised at the game, I said no. I wasn't surprised at all. I was surprised that they probably didn't win by more, even with him coming back, because he's just been there so many times that I didn't see that happening.
Chargers moving to LA. Thoughts on that?
Yeah, I don't like it. I still don't like it, and but you know, I will continue to support the team. I was one of the advocates along with some of my other teammates in trying to keep the team there in San Diego. I think it's a shame that San Diego doesn't have a team, but you know, I think the fans should still support their favorite players. That is, the organization that drafted me 12th overall. So I'll continue to support. Definitely the players for sure, and also the organization. And I wish them luck. I hope they get up there and win and turn some heads.
Needed a new stadium. I mean, it seemed like the stadium was the biggest problem.
Yeah, I mean, the stadium was one of the worst, if not the worst, in all of football. And we've been talking down there in San Diego for the last 15 years almost about them needing a stadium. So hopefully one day the San Diego does get another team back. I think it's still possible for it to happen.
All right. Talk about where people can buy some Lights Out gear.
Make sure you go to lightsoutbrand.com. We'll have a list of stores at Lights Out Brand on Twitter, at Shawne Merriman on Twitter, and I have a list of stores where you can go get your Lights Out brand stuff.
Appreciate the time. Shawne Merriman, Spencer Lazara, thanks for watching.